Going guys, so here's going to be the vlog for today. It's going to be on a current event, and the event that we're going to be talking about is the Iran deal. So what is the Iran deal? It's a deal that deals with nuclear programs for Iran, parts of the US allies, and earlier yesterday the US decided to pull out of the Iran deal. And the reason why we're pulling out is because last week the Prime Minister of Isreal announced that Israel's country had attained over 100,000 papers, digital documents that allegedly prove that Iran's nuclear program, it had a secret military compost that was building nuclear weapons. The deal was to put in a peaceful nuclear program. The problem is when you got a rogue state or a terrorist country like Iran, Afghanistan, Syria, Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, all of them. The problem is when they get nuclear missiles or start investing heavily into nuclear grade weapon uranium or even probably plutonium, it's dangerous. With that being said, when a rogue country gets nuclear weapons, like Iran for instance, it's not a good thing because the rogue country will use them against somebody. Kind of like North Korea. North Korea was building nuclear weapons, and if they would have gotten one that would have been able to hit the mainland of the US, a nuclear missile to hit the mainland, it would have caused South Korea and Japan, places, two countries that don't have nuclear weapons or have very little nuclear weapons, to start mass producing them. Okay, it's called nuclear prohibition, and that's something that the US is trying to prevent with something like Iran. Now, when the deal was put into place under Obama, it wasn't very good. Okay, nobody really checked up on what Iran was doing. And since Obama has left office and Trump has taken office, one of Trump's campaign things was getting rid of the Iran deal. But he had no evidence to really get rid of the Iran deal, and Israel came forward. We did leave some of our allies in this deal, but it's a best friend thing, okay? You're going to get mad at your friend, but you'll get over it, okay? There was a regime change in U.S. sites. A U.S. Army colonel, State Department officials warned the U.S. Policy towards the Iran and North Korea has been one big regime change. Iran, Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, Libya, they hate us. They do not like us. It was like an hour or so after the U.S. pulled out of the Iran deal or something like that. Maybe it was a couple hours later or so. The Iranian president, their government, actually shouted "Death to America" and burned a papered U.S. flag. Yes, it might have been just a papered U.S. flag, but it's still a U.S. flag, more or less. Okay. The deal is discoordinated, okay? There was really no people checking up. You had Russia, China, France, the UK, and US and Germany all in this, but nobody really checked up on what Iran was doing, and that was the problem. So when you had a country like Israel, one of our oldest allies, come forward and state that they had proof that Iran was making nuclear weapons, and in the deal they weren't supposed to make nuclear weapons or something like that, and that really hit the U.S. hard, because a rogue country like Iran would use nuclear weapons easily against us. Easily. Okay. They don't care about their citizens, and they obviously don't care about us. They would nuke us in a heartbeat. Okay. This deal did aim to extend the time it would take Iran to make a nuclear bomb, but Iran was taking that money and funneling it straight in and weaponizing uranium, making it a lot easier to build a bomb. Iran's major nuclear facilities are being subjugated and looking in. It's supposed to take up to wait as long as like 24 days or something like that to look in. And mind you, after the U.S. pulled out, Israel has already started to attack Iran and Syria. They blew up a military compound, destroying Iranian forces. Earlier today, Israel launched another attack, and mind you, the first attack was done by an airstrike. This time, they attacked with ground forces, and the Iranian government launched with 21 rockets or missiles, something like that. Inspections were never really a goal, anytime, anywhere. Inspections were never a goal to keep up on Iran. As a part of the agreement, the U.S. Said other countries will live a lifetime economic against the Iran. Okay, now going on to this, a lot of people are kind of upset because their gas prices are going up. It actually has nothing to do with the Iran deal, due to the U.S. has embargo laws against Iran. We even have them against Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, Libya, Somalia. So what is an embargo law? Pretty much we don't export anything to this country and they don't import anything to us. Okay, we get our oil. We don't get all of our oil, but we get some of our oil from places like Saudi Arabia. We also get it down in South America from Venezuela, even Mexico, and we get a shit ton of it from the U.S. Okay, it's like 45% of the oil that the U.S. uses actually comes from the U.S. And then we also get some from Canada. Iran has been slipping up they've been slipping up and there has been no consequences. Kind of like back in World War II, Germany invaded Poland. They said you can keep Poland, just don't invade any other country. They invaded another country and and nobody did anything until World War II finally broke out. That's pretty much what Iran has been doing. They got told not to build nuclear weapons, and nobody's been really checking up on them. Okay, you build a nuclear weapon, they're like, hey, don't build a nuclear weapon. Okay, we won't. They build another nuclear weapon. Okay. So, you really gotta put it into the big picture of why the U.S. pulled out. U.S. funds millions, if not was funding millions, if not billions of dollars to Iran. And the problem was, of course, we could be using that money for our own country. So there was one reason, that was a reason to pull out. Two, they're building nuclear weapons. That wasn't part of the deal. Okay. The plan was a fact to pretty much let Iran continue doing what they want, investing in enriching uranium over time. That would make for a brink of nuclear breakout. Okay. So yes, we did leave some of our allies there, but again, it's like a best friend thing. They're going to get over it. Again, your gas prices aren't going to go up. This was good for the U.S., okay? The Department of Treasury estimated that Iran has had a little bit over $50 billion invested into this deal, with a number of about $32 billion going towards weapons. Okay, so we've been funding a lot of money to a country that hates us. So, in conclusion, the Iran deal was not a good thing. It good for our president to pull out. It's a deal or no deal thing, and Trump said no deal. And that was the smartest thing to do. We can now put in sanctuaries and things like that to help keep peace and economics growing. Okay, maybe in the future we can lift embargo laws against Iran and Iraq and Afghanistan, Syria, Libya. But for right now, that ain't going to happen. Okay, you had a country building nuclear weapons. They shouldn't have them in the first place, kind of like North Korea. North Korea has nuclear weapons, ones that can hit South Korea and Japan, but they don't have one that can hit the U.S. Okay, stuff like that. You don't want a country that hates you to have nuclear weapons. Okay, especially a terrorist country. So, hope you guys liked this video about the deal. Again, thank you, Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, for pulling us out of this deal. And I will see you guys next time.